Chapter 9. Self-Defense. 1 hour later, and I was back at the police station gift shop. I bought a set of ashtrays for the boys back at the office. None of them smoked, or, at their salary, likely owned a table, but it's the thought that counts. Police had been questioning me for a long time, almost 45 minutes. I kept my story simple and begged to see Michael. The English language level here wasn't up to par. The three of them struggled to parse my story in Chinese. 那是什么意思？凶手是图书馆的工作人员吗？不是，笨蛋。意思是车是往图书馆方向跑的，对吧？改是破案的线索在图书馆里面。They all awed in consensus. But I'm getting ahead of myself. After the green van sped away, the police arrived and apprehended me on the spot. I got cuffed and 2 officers grabbed me, each taking an elbow. We walked together this way back to the McDonald's. As we got back to the restaurant, which I now realized was called Wally's, paramedics were already on the scene. A few people were being carried off in body bags. A few less lucky people were being carried off in doggy bags. I showed them the table I'd thrown at Eye Patch and his bloodstains on the patio. I tried to reenact the altercation, which was tough with 2 officers still latched onto my arms. I have to give the officers credit. They were skeptical, but patient and understanding. I told them to send someone for Fran at the hotel because whoever did this likely knew where we were staying. I also asked if they could send a bucket of ice. I gave them the license plate number of the green van. Eventually satisfied with my explanation, they led me into the police cruiser. I handed them the pistol in my hands and we drove to the police station. They then dumped me in a holding cell. I thought more about the incident. Would there be charges against me? Had any one of my shots hit the 19 victims in the restaurant? Did anyone see Eye Patch pull the gun on me? What was the final score of the game? And what about the girl I'd seen? Was I imagining things? Did she really have Fran's signature hair and skin color combo? She must have been terrified. I was glad I had run out of bullets to fire at the van. But who were these guys? Were they the child sex traffickers? They moved with the same brute swiftness, but I felt it unlikely, seeing as Eye Patch didn't have an Albanian accent. They were most likely Johan's murderers, or at least their cleanup crew. I was getting ahead of myself. The door in my holding cell opened. This is the average day in the life of Cable Anderkin? It was Michael. Girl in van, hair red, I said. What? Oh, sorry, I was used to talking to those other guys. Where's Fran? She left the hotel about 10 minutes before you. I paused my game of Snake on my phone. I looked at Michael hard in the eyes for the first time. I tried to hide the fact that there were 7 questions running through the back of my mind. I wanted him to lead me to an answer. But ever the great detective, his face revealed nothing. I chose one question, the one I already knew the answer to. Were we under surveillance? Just her. We don't have the manpower for 2. Interesting, her leaving in the middle of the night right before you almost get killed. Well, where is she now? She slipped our tail. So what do you want to do? The way I see it, there's only 2 possibilities. Either you 2 are in cahoots, or you're not. Either way, she's not to be trusted. The people that got me, they could have her. Possible. But you didn't say you saw her. No, I saw a girl. Ms. Beauchamp's daughter. You know about her? Let's just say I'm a resourceful man. I don't follow you. I have my way of finding things out. Still not with you. The eye is always watching. Oh. What? I installed surveillance cameras and microphones in your hotel room. Oh, I get it. Just now, you mean? No, that's how I knew about the daughter and the surrogate. I've been watching you in the hotel room this whole time. Oh, you've been watching us this whole time. That makes so much more sense. I thought you'd just finished installing the cameras in the room and now were telling me, and I was totally confused because why would you tell me that? And I also probably won't be going back to the hotel anyway. Yeah, your version makes more sense. Can you tell me anything more about the girl you saw? How old do you think she was? I don't know. Fran's daughter would be probably 6 by now. What's the average height for a 6-year-old? 5'2", 5'3"? She was probably somewhere around that. He didn't reply. I sat still, chained to the seatless chair in the center of the holding cell. I felt like I was being studied. Then I spoke. I assume you're aware of what took place at the restaurant. Yes. Then you understand we need to find that green van. We already did, Michael said. I paused my game of Snake again. The van was a rental, Michael said. They dumped it at the last place anyone would ever look. An institute for the visually impaired. Rented with a credit card? Under an alias. Terry Wrist. You need to stop all outgoing flights and trains. Block every major highway, toll road, and bike path going out of the city. Are you crazy? Doing something like that would take an hour, and I'd have to get it approved at 2 higher administration levels. Whoa, slow down. I'm not some fancy college civics professor. Anyway, if they wanted to go, they're already gone. Another detective entered the room. He handed Michael a sheet of paper. Michael read it and responded in Chinese. 不要，告诉他们暂时不需要办信用卡. Michael looked back at me. We got a hold of the family. They're in Austria. Any children? We haven't ascertained that information yet. We just gave her the news about her husband. She didn't even know he was in China. There seems to have been some marriage difficulties. Where did she think he was? We don't know. If the girl with the blood at the scene of Johan's murder was his daughter, where is she? I don't know. I paused my game of Snake a third time. I then continued my train of thought. So, I guess a trip to Austria is next. I don't know. Michael was reluctant. A bunch of people just died in a place where you were seen firing a gun. It was a clear case of self-defense. And the weapon wasn't mine. I only used it after being attacked. I think you need to read up on the Second Amendment. I really don't think that applies here in China. We'll just see what my court-appointed attorney has to say. His cell phone rang. He spoke again in Chinese, leaving me totally in the dark. I felt a bit overwhelmed by how much I needed to improve my language skills. This time, the only words I understood were basketball star, tomorrow, and hanged. When he got off the phone, he opened the holding cell and waved for me to come out. Michael? Come on, hurry up. Let's get you into the office before anyone from Gunshot Subdivision sees you. We headed back into the stabbing subdivision office room. The older detective from before was there. He was still talking on his cell phone. 我把孩子和他们妈妈送到老家. While the group of junior detectives were scrambling away at their computers, furiously tapping their keyboards and joysticks. I heard lots of gunfire and explosions, so I figured they must have been reviewing video of the incident. What's going on? I said. The girl you saw? How old do you think she was? I'm not sure. I'd say 6, maybe 8 at the oldest. You're positive? No, I'm not. She was in a speeding car and it was during a firefight. Plus, I don't know if you're used to it, but this city is crazy foggy. Michael sat down at his desk. He wiped down his smudged computer screen with a damp wash rag. Then he blotted the excess water with cotton balls. 4 minutes and 2 reboots later, he opened a video on his computer screen. We'll have more later, he said, but this is the clearest so far. What's this? Surveillance footage from the parking lot of the Institute for the Visually Impaired. I expected some grainy black and white footage, but this was actually crystal clear, 1080p and 3D surround sound. Michael handed me a pair of 3D glasses, and I watched. He pointed to a group of people in the right corner of the screen. Is that them? It was tough to be sure. I saw 4 men in ski masks, an injured man with a dark beard being carried on a stretcher, and a girl. That could be anyone at 6 in the morning, but I went with my gut. That was them. I nodded. Of course, now I understood Michael's skepticism about the girl. From this angle, a back shot, I couldn't make out her face, but I could tell she wasn't a little girl. She was thin, but full grown, maybe 5'11" or 6 foot. So I guess that can't be Fran Blochamp's daughter, I said. I wouldn't jump to conclusions. What? You're not making any sense. Michael slapped the phone out of my hands. Would you stop playing that goddamn Snake video game? The junior detectives in the background had now stripped down. Their online reconnaissance was over, and they got ready to hit the showers, which was just a sink and a bucket in the corner of the office. Michael rubbed his eyes. I'm sorry, but you've kept me busy ever since you arrived. Chinese cops aren't used to working 10-hour days. What did you mean earlier? That call I got was about DNA test results. We already had those. These are Mrs. Blochamp's. And? The pink blood at the scene of the crime? The girl? She wasn't just Johann Blochamp's daughter. She was Fran's as well.